anymore. So Americans will be shocked at that time. Then if they don't have, if the Americans cannot borrow money from Chinese in US dollars anymore, then they have to use that shortcomings by utilizing their own savings, if they have. But in fact, they don't have it because their budget is deficit all the time. So that means they have to stop spending money more than they can buy. But you know, the demonstration effects, maybe in India too. Once you achieve certain level of income level, social spending level, you cannot stop, you cannot go down to a lower level of spending anymore. So that is a demonstration effect, and of course, so Americans may not be, it would be very hard for them to reduce their standard of living level. So that means, in simplified world, Americans may become broke for the future. So this is what the IMF and the World Bank is pointing out, destabilization of the world economy. And actually those two reports pointing out by 2025, the world key currency may not be only US dollars anymore, and there might be euro, and also there might be Chinese yuan at the time. Now, also by 2025, there might be an investment between the emerging economies might develop, would be enlarged. This is one example is that I guess you know Tata bought a Spanish steel company long time ago. That is very, very widely reported. Indian company bought a Spanish steel company. That was an amazing thing some time ago. But this kind of purchase by, say, Indian companies buying Japanese, I don't know, maybe Toyota or Honda sometime in the future. Or you might buy, the Indians may buy Hyundai in Korea, or some companies in Mexico anyway. That kind of investment exchange might grow for the future. And so therefore, the emerging economies may have to play a much, much bigger role for the world economy, particularly in investment and financial world. That's what the World Bank IMF report is indicating. Now, so in order to avoid this risk of destabilization coming out of a global imbalance, what can we do? What can we do to coexist? Developed economies, they have to reduce budget deficit and also reduce external current account, including balance of payment. But reducing budget deficit is very, very difficult task to do actually, because you may have to increase a tax to fill the gap in deficit. And in Japan recently, Prime Minister Noda has done it, and there was a very, very big pressure and resistance from many other opposition parties, but he has done it in order to reduce this budget deficit we are creating. But many other countries, they may have to face a political opposition to implement this, to reduce this budget deficit. So it would be very politically difficult for for them to do that. Then also now what the emerging economies may have to do. As I told you regarding the Chinese case, Chinese producing a lot of things and they are exporting to wherever they want to export anyway, and they make money. Now, they also have to develop their domestic market by adjusting structurally. In other words, they have to do the structural adjustment by themselves to develop domestic markets, domestic demands. And then, in order to do that, of course, they also have to increase the productivity level they have. All those two questions. Now, under this kind of coexisting circumstances,